we successfully pranked my boss. He really deserved it. He went home for the weekend for the third time when we're not allowed to get a half hour off, even if we begged and bled and cried. So he has this bell that he rings every 15 minutes before we close. And he stands there in the middle of the craft shop and he takes this little bell and he goes, only it's a lot more obnoxious than that.
Just how shiny that thing got. Oh, I love it!
Oh wait, and when he went away, we were like, what color was this bell originally? Because it's really old. And someone was like, we should polish the bell. Like, you know, it's kind of more than a prank because we were actually kind of doing him a favor, so it wasn't really a prank. But the pranking part came when little old me decided to do this.
Oh my god! Oh my lord! Look, there's no...
I put a stopper in it and filled it with glitter. And then it had the word pull on the stopper and there was a string. So when he pulled it, glitter fell out. Ah!
Look at that, beautiful. Look at that beautiful finish.
Isn't that beautiful?
How...
It was brilliant. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. I've been so disappointed with my job that I'm considering joining the Peace Corps. I know it's hard to get into the Peace Corps. It's hard to actually live in the places that they would send you to, especially someone as spoiled as me. I've also considered Teach for America, which would also put me in teaching in a high school with low-income family kids. And my friend just joined Teach for America, and another more like acquaintance joined the Peace Corps. She's been in Cambodia for a year, and then my Teach for America friend was she got sent to the Mississippi Delta region. So with her English degree, she's now teaching science and math to 4th graders. So, you know, whatever. Let me tell you something about grad school, okay? Let me tell you something. I wanted to apply to four different things. See, that's an indication that I don't belong in grad school, because I did four reasons. Okay, there were 4 programs I wanted to apply to. 2 in London, 2 in Wales, and that was easy. 1, University of Swansea. 2, Aberystwyth University in Wales. 2 in London. 1, University of Westminster. 2, Middlesex University. And I learned that, looking it up the other day, because I was like, I'm really interested in finding out how much money I actually have to make in the next year, and I said to myself, I should look that up. So I went on Middlesex University's website and they removed their creative writing masters. So I can no longer go to Middlesex University. So then I found the email from this other website that I had joined called Across the Pond, that's basically the common app for studying abroad in the UK. So I had my little agent person tell me all the schools that had all the programs in the English sector genre or whatever, and there were 2 other ones in London, Kingston University and the University of Roehampton. Both of them are in Zone 5 and Zone 6. It's really far out. For both of them I would have to get a rail pass. I would need an Oyster card and a rail pass. Alright, I don't know if, Emily, I sent you a letter and you know how much money I need to make in the next year. How am I going to afford an Oyster card and a rail pass for Zone 5? I don't know. I'm gonna have to sell myself. Which actually I found out through careful research that you can get at least $5,000 for an egg. So if you need to donate an egg for quick cash, I guess you can. Just have to be really healthy, and I am kind of not. So there goes that. I just gotta buy lottery tickets. There you go. I can win the Mega Millions. I can win the HGTV Dream Home and then not take it and then get $1 million. Which, actually $500,000 after taxes. But if we re-elect Obama, there'll only be about $600,000 after taxes instead of $500,000. So that's fine. My roommate's taking a shower right now, so if she comes back, I'll have to end this in a really awkward place. Okay, I don't think she's coming back. But you'll hear me oh, and then the camera will go off. It'll be like that. And I won't even edit it, because it's funny. Because now you know, you'll be forewarned. Alright, what else happened? Oh, alright, this is funny. The other day, I got really sick. I mean, like, I was gonna throw up sick, and Bethany was sick too, and we had just gone out to dinner and then had Dunkin' Donuts coffee, so I was like, was it the salad? Because I've heard that there could be E. coli in salads, but I feel like if I had E. coli, I would have thrown up, and I didn't throw up, so And then the coffee, I mean, it could have been anything. It could have been the sugar, it could have been the coffee, it could have been bacteria in the pump or whatever, I don't know. But the next day, I felt really, really sick after lunch. So I was standing there in the craft shop, like, no, before that, I was sitting on the rocking chair, waiting to go back to work, trying not to throw up. And then once I was upstairs, oh yeah, and this was another thing, there was barbecue for dinner, so they had the grill running with the smoke from the grill coming straight into my window with the fan in it. So I would have died of heat exhaustion without the fan, and I was driving, it was making me sick to smell that smoke. I stood there at work, completely green, pale, shaking, sweating. And Al looks at me, my boss, and he goes, "Are you alright?" And I was like, "No. Please don't talk to me. I can't open my mouth." And he was like, "Do you need to go to the nurse or something?" And I was like, so then he was like, "Well, you can go downstairs and sit in the air conditioning." So I did. And then when I was sitting there, I was getting really sick. I was trying to drink tap water, and it was going down a little bit. And then I stood in the bathroom for a couple minutes, and then somebody sprayed Axe. Has anyone since high school worn Axe around you? Anyone? Anyone? If Cal wears it, shame on him, because it smells gross, especially when you're nauseous. I was gonna throw up all over the place just from smelling Axe and smoke, let alone the fact that I may have had a bacterial infection. So then I'm standing in the hallway of admin, clutching my stomach, and the CEO comes out. The CEO. Well, there you go. That was my roommate coming back, and then she didn't leave for like an hour. So that's why it's so dark out now. Okay, so I could turn the light on, but then you'd be able to see every detail of my ugly face. So that's okay, I'll pass. And the CEO comes out, and he sees me, and I kind of like, I'm just like, and then he was just like, "Are you alright?" And he looked so concerned, like he was like, are you okay?" And I said, I should be fine. I'm just feeling really nauseated. And he was like, "Would you like to go to the nurse?" Let me tell you something about the nurse, okay? When you have a fever, she has you gargle salt water. When I came in nauseous, her, the CEO, my boss, and everyone else in the craft shop was just convinced that I was just dehydrated. Okay, now I know it gets really hot up here, and ever since I lost my water bottle, I don't drink as much as I should, but I don't think I'm dehydrated. I mean, like, if you take a look at what food we get in the dining hall, and then me eating out the night before, and the person I ate the same things with also got sick, I think it was the food. I know, and I even said that. I was like, I think it's something to do with food, because my friend who ate the same thing as me also got sick, and they were like, "No, you just need to drink more, keep yourself cool, go swimming in the lake and lower your core temp." And I'm like, will you just listen to me? Alright? I know what's going on. I need to throw up because I ate too much at lunch after being sick last night. That's why I'm sick. So I went to Joanne, the nurse, and she asked me a couple questions and then takes a ginger ale out of the fridge. So I knew where this was going. As soon as I was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna gargle salt water, I'm just gonna drink a ginger ale." Like, "Oh, you have cancer, gargle salt water. Take care of it." And then, so I sat there, and I took, and I was like sitting there like doubled over, like waiting, salivating, waiting for me to puke. And she took a bucket out and rolled a table over to me so I wouldn't have to run. And so I took one sip of the ginger ale, I had it in my mouth and then I swallowed it. And she goes, "It's not gonna go down, is it?" And I was like, "No." So then we sat there a couple more minutes, her waiting for me to puke right next to her. Now, I don't know if, I guess I'd consider myself a shy puker because I don't do it in front of people ever, unless I'm like unintentionally, like if I know I'm nauseous and I know that I'm just waiting to throw up, I'll go to the bathroom by myself. Like I won't, if I throw up in front of somebody, it would be a surprise to me. So I wasn't gonna puke in front of her at all. I was gonna hold it down, even if I was thinking to myself, oh, okay, I'll just give up and I'll just give up trying not to and just do it. I couldn't, because subconsciously I would be embarrassed and it would be embarrassing and I hate embarrassing myself, so I wasn't gonna do it. And then she goes, I'm gonna ask something really strange. It's gonna seem really strange. Would you like to go for a ride? So I was like, all right, more time I don't have to work? Fine. So we walked down to the golf cart that she has, and apparently there had been a snake bite in one of the hikes in the nature center, so she had to go down there and fill out the paperwork anyway. So she brings the bucket. I'm sitting in the front seat next to her. She puts the bucket down between my feet, and I'm in a skirt, so as the wind is whipping by in the golf cart, I'm holding down my skirt, keeping the bucket between my feet, and not having anywhere else to hold on as she's whipping around gravel roads and going up and down hills and is driving super fast and like keeps looking at me like she really wants to get me car sick so that I will puke. Alright, I think that should not be considered a legitimate medical practice, because if you have someone who's gonna throw up, the last thing that you should be doing is taking them around in a crazy golf cart ride to make them throw up. I don't know if I'm just like old-fashioned or something, but it didn't work because I'm like, Joanne, if I'm not gonna puke in your office with just you there, you really think I would die before I would puke between my feet in a moving golf cart in public, okay? I can't even begin to describe how embarrassing that would be. No. I wouldn't. My body didn't even consider it. I was just sitting there like, oh yes, this is really bouncy. Let me not lean my back against the chair, and yeah, so I survived. And then I went back to work for the next 2 hours, 3 hours, 3 hours sitting there. And then it was just crazy. So that was my week. Next week is the musical that's being put on by all the Emps, and that's gonna be fun. My parents are coming up for that, so we'll get to have some good food at the Hot Biscuit, and hopefully I won't get sick this time. So yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So, as I've talked at you for about 10 minutes worth of this video, and it can't possibly be that entertaining, but I guess this is more entertaining than my last one, so I'm gonna sign off now. Okay, bye! Okay, bye!